Hey, is everyone doing? It's been a while. Thought I'd join the party here. I've been enjoying watching everyone do their thing on their videos, like your eye candy. It's all good, but I figure it's time at least do a collection update and try to be a part of this, and go over the books I want for this year, considering I have to recollect or just creating a new collection after the carnage of selling my old one. But anyway, I want 138 First Eternity, ASM 100 in high grade, 25, 26, and 7, which is a second appearance of Vulture. I sold a ASM 2 last year, 6.5 for $1,600. And that might have been a mistake. But anyway, live you learn, whatever. I would also like to get one really good DC Gray Tone, like a GA Combat, hopefully a Jerry Grandinetti cover, Our Army at War, etc. Preferably an early one. Detective 442, which I've just discovered is a really fantastic cover. I love the Pea Soup Green DC covers. Strange Tales 115, which would be another recollect for me. Origin of Doctor Strange. I think there's some other things going on with that. Something with the ancient one, maybe. I forget right offhand. And of course, Blue Bolt 112, my favorite LB Cole cover of all time. Need that one back, and I can't find it. May never will before I pass away, but you never know. And Lois Lane 105. I want to put things on this list I think are attainable, and go from there. First appearance of Rose and Thorn. I don't know why. I just want to be different. All right, so let's carry on. Went to the flea market a month or two back. Came across, this guy gives me everything for 50 cents. I came across this really cool looking X-Men Companion #1 from it's Fantagraphic, I believe. It's not in good shape, but it's not something I'm gonna slab or anything. Yeah, and basically, what it is just an origin of the X-Men. Wrap around Michael Golden cover, forward introduction, interviews with Roy Thomas, Dave Cockrum, Len Wein, and Chris Claremont, and then goes through the history, and then starts going into the interviews. It's really a fascinating read, especially the interviews. And if we go back to 88, there's a good old Chris Claremont. Sorry, I'm using an old phone. My Galaxy took a shit. So this is a fascinating interview. He actually explains how, right here, he was a gopher for Marvel while Nixon was still in office in '69, and how he worked his way through the ranks. So, again, didn't even know this existed, but it's really cool. And there's actually a X-Men Companion Volume 2 with a cover by Gil Kane. So I'll be looking for that. So pretty cool for 50 cents, right? Here's something neat. Still vacuum sealed. A limited out-of-print comic starter pack. What do we got in here? What do we have in here? Excuse me. Superman #82, Adventures of Superman 505, Marvel Age 118, and a Marvel Chilla. A Marvel Von Chilla. Spider-Man and the Mark of the Man-Wolf, which I believe I used to have, but I'm just going to keep these wrapped up and put away. It's kind of neat to find a little. This is only $2. I don't know when this 92 maybe it came out, but it's fun to find that kind of stuff. I have more 50-cent goodness here. Low grade Huckleberry Hound from 1967. I am not a comic book elitist. I will go to flea markets and I will buy books that bring my youth back to me. I appreciate these as much as I appreciate any high grade key book I have. I love rescuing these things. Doesn't bother me one bit. I actually look at those with fondness. Some more. How about this? Dark Horse presents First Predator versus Alien. Cool find. Of course, Amazing Spider-Man 532 Civil War book. What can I say? I will be collecting Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 700 before I die. That's a promise. And how about it? Uncanny X-Men 210, one of the first Marauders. Kind of like a key little run there, huh? Again, cool for 50 cents. What's this? Hot stuff. Hot stuff on the steels of wheels. On the wheels of steels. Number 84. Cool little find. And then these two Popeye books. These are cool. There's a Whitman. Really high grade, actually, from sitting in a bunch of crappy flea market books. Anything Whitman is cool. I can pick up. And then another. They're just neat. They're really high grade, sitting there all by themselves. I had to get them. And I will also pick up Star Wars books when I can find them. There's 106, mid-grade. I don't know. Why not? Wizard Half. That's cool to find. And, you know, Rudy Niblus cover. Find a G.I. Joe here and there. I like them. Again, not trying to get a run, but if you find them out and about in the wild, why not? Here we have Amazing Spider-Man 307. It's a McFarlane. In my opinion, probably his worst cover of all time. When it comes to the Spider-Man run, I think he probably could have done something a little bit better with a chameleon. That's just me. Gotta love this. Some Laugh Olympics, right? Now, if this doesn't bring back memories, I don't know what does. At least for my generation. I grew up in the mid-70s and 80s, and I love these cartoons. And a Charlton I found in there for 50 cents. Number 77, Fighting Marines. Nothing special, but again, neat to have when you don't really have any books. And last of the 50-cent books, another Whitman offering good old Bugs. Again, I will pick these up anytime I find them. Actually, I'm really into them more than I ever have been. So, and they're cheap. On to some more of significant haulage. Definitely going to get back into Strange Tales. It's 149. Got a little lot here. Pretty good grade. Yeah, definitely have to get some of these, right? Here's 136, second Shield and Hydra, I believe. Mid-grade. Looking good in Mylar, but yeah, get there eventually. And with that lot came a pretty darn good copy of 138. I got it at a 7.5 maybe. Pretty sharp. It's one of my favorite comic books of all time. Ditko's work with Eternity is just breathtaking. Really, really good stuff. So, that being said, right off the bat, the last few months I've managed to get rid of you. Alright, 1 down, 9 to go. Some more goodness as far as I'm concerned. Going after some covers here. Flash 176. Carmine Infantino crushing it with this cover. Battles of Death. Nice read. I got a little lot of All-Star Westerns. This is number 7. One of these books I sent to Von Chilla. Neil Adams cover, but it's good stuff. How about Amazing Spider-Man 180? And this is 177 or 176 through 180 is the Green Goblin 3 Bart Hamilton saga. This is a death of Bart Hamilton, but I like that run, and I'm gonna get him in high grade. Esad Ribic. This is a recollect here. 688 variant. How good is that? You guys seen this before? but that's cool. The last two All-Star, that last All-Star was not a Neil Adams, but these three are. This is number 3. It's fantastic stuff here. Really, really cool. And the panel work Gray Morrow does on these is just something to be seen. Worth it alone, and the covers. This is a weird Neil Adams cover. It's like there's a Pontilli or the dot type of artwork here. I wish I used to know that. Pontilli's. But interesting cover. Another collecting just of mine this year going to be to find some high grade romances, especially John Romita and Buscema combination romances like this one. Both on the cover are Love Story number 34. Increasingly hard to find in high grade and blowing up in value if you've looked for these things before. And here's the DC Secret Hearts number 129. I just like the elements of the green and purple, and obviously the complementary colors there drew me to that cover. So yeah, hope to find some more of these in the future. Okay, I bought some books from our friend Vin Crew. Vin Crew is the man. Mike, you are the man. It's been a pleasure dealing with you. Here's one of the books he sold me, Fantastic Four 32, which actually contains a letter from R.R. Martin of, was it Game of Thrones, the writer? And obviously Mr. Lee Buss owned this at one point. I love any type of stamp like that. But yeah, he gave me a great deal on 4 books, and if you guys ever had a chance to deal with Mike, please do yourself a favor. He's a great guy, and he's a true asset. So thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. I have some more coming, I think, for you. And thanks for your patience in dealing with me, for sure. Book I picked up from Mike, ASM 27. In a lower grade, but he gave me a great price. So again, appreciate the lot you sold me, but to back that up, some Christmas eBay gift certificates. I upgraded it to, the seller says a 7, 5, not even close, maybe a 7, but still, yeah, in this grade, I'm happy with this. I really don't need to upgrade this, and yeah, so took care of that, and happy that's there. Another goal of mine this year is to up the EC game. Had a few my last go about, but obviously I can't afford high grade, but I don't mind, $30, $40, $50 price range I expect for these. Classic cover here, Haunt of Fear number 23. Again, don't mind the low grade, and anytime I can get some Wally Wood in my life, classic, almost like their picture frame type of cover, right? Just beautiful stuff. Weird Science Fantasy number 27. This is a little later in the run, but happy to have those. Yep, more to come. Over Christmas, I was in Southport, North Carolina, and looking for comic shops. There was none really, but I did find a vintage music store that advertised comic books, and I managed to find in a box of. He had everything for $1, and everything was ripped all to shreds except for these 2 books, and I couldn't believe it. Roy Rogers, is there a number? It's in there. It's a Dell. It's not a 4-color, but Jerry Coons liked him some Roy Rogers for $1. That's from 1948, and here's 4-color, 153. Obviously, for $1, I'll take that chunk out of it, and the bends, but just it's amazing what you can find when people don't know what they have. All right, yeah, I know I'm throwing down the gauntlet when it comes to my collecting goals, and one of those is going to be more LB Cole covers. I can't get enough of this. That looks like Stan Lee, doesn't it? But this is a cool one, and I wish I had more time because of this phone. I can only do videos at minute increments. But LB Cole classic cover to me. It's one of my favorites he's ever done, but it's surreal when you really start looking at it. That guy was on a different level. Like, there's no way those ducks should be that, just the way he gets everything set up. I love his covers. And this was stamped from Bonnets, which is a place in Dayton, Ohio, and they're still in business. They've been in business for over 50 years. But I doubt very highly they still stamp their books like that. Very cool. Here's something neat. I bought Camera Comics number 3 from December of 1944. Complete. It does have some rusty staples, but I got it. I obviously bought it from the same seller, the Bonnets label. So these are obviously in Dayton, Ohio at one point, and this particular comic, it was published to get kids interested in the growing phenomenon of photography or hobby of photography, and so they used characters such as Linda Lenz, as you see here, knocking out the Nazi with her camera. Kid Click and the Gray Comet were also characters in this. I think there were 6 or 7 books published, but a lot of them were kind of like propaganda. They showed actual pictures from, you see that Sergeant Art Fenton. There was a lot of pictures in this particular issue of soldiers in the islands, like with flamethrowers, and it's amazing how jingoistic we were as a country at the time, because they still referred to, well, at the time, referred to Japanese folks as Japs. So in the description of the picture, it would say corpsmen or whoever were fighting Japs at the time, and it's just amazing to me in our current way we talk or speak to each other, political correct, how unified we were as a country and jingoistic we were against certain races. But anyway, neither here nor there right now. Cool Nazi cover. I can't afford the other Nazi covers from Marvel, so that was a neat find. Tough to find a price of what I thought was good on it, but the seller and I negotiated a good price. So neat book to find and own. All right, last but not least, I picked up a couple slabs of more Don Rosa collection goodness. Anyone that knows me knows I'm going to be picking up Don Rosa every haul, whether raw or in slabs. I found this for great. You can find, this book's not really a big time deal. Batman Annual number 8. Probably the worst rendition of Batman I've ever seen. This cover would be much better if that was not there. In fact, I don't even list the cover artist. However, Don Rosa collection. All day, I'm buying them. Here's Jonah Hex, Weird Western Tales, number 23, and this is a Luis Dominguez cover, although that's also not listed, but once again, Don Rosa, got a few more. And I have 8 raw books ready to go out to CBCS, and I'm really excited about sending those out. So, again, more Don Rosa goodness. Take care, everybody.